Werepig presents Man Nuts. This episode, Woods.
Hi, it's summertime, and if you know me, you know that I love the great outdoors. So follow me deep in the woods and watch me pitch a tent.
What?
What?
Dude, no.
Welcome to the No Pencil Party. You can join at home. Come along and bring your friends. Here the party never ends. Welcome to the No Pencil. Never have to feel alone. Go ahead and shake your butt. No one here will give a fuck. Welcome to the No Pencil. Welcome to the No Pencil. Welcome to the No Pencil. Welcome to the No Pencil.
Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. That one's for you, sweetie. Oh yes. Oh, I'll be coming by soon to keep you warm on those cold, cold nights. Oh, I have to go now. Yes, Rudolph and the gang are here. Oh, I'll see you soon, lovely. Hey, howdy and Harroink. It me, your funky Werepig, live from the No Pants Zone studios. Let's throw those pants in the air like you just don't care. We are ready to go. I got the comfy shirt on. We've got the underwear scented candle. Gardening freshness. We got Boychilds 1.0 on the exercise bike, powering our Commodore 64 Magic. And we've got
Boychild 2.0.
Boychild 2.0. Which one is he? Is it you? Is it you? I always knew my boy would have a warm smile. This is the big season finale to a no brakes on the dick train kind of season 2. And we are all squad, no rents, ready to merge the wang with the chung. First, I should explain the Christmas song. As part of my giving back, I like to call senior centers and pretend to be Burl Ives. Oh, the ladies back in the day, they loved them some Burl Ives. He was like their Dwayne Johnson. In real life, Burl would just hike across the Arctic with nothing but a banjo and a keg of Mad Dog. He once killed a polar bear with a pine cone, and women in the 1900s found that sexy as hell. So yeah, I like to dial up the senior center hotties and give them a little jingle jingle, if you know what I mean. Uncle Frankie, you're pretty damn old. What can you tell us about Burl Ives? I know he was a commie. I know that, hon. And what did you tell me about your mailman last week? I know he was a commie. I know that, hon. And speaking of Uncle Frankie, check this out. He said he saw this and immediately thought of me. A sloth pooper. It poops out candy. Check that cute little guy out. And as a good Polish Catholic, look, he even got it autographed. That's the Pope. Oh, you guys know how much I love my gifts, and I have to brag about this one. Our longtime family friend, Amy, she went to Spain and brought me home this funky Werepig. Look how squishy this guy is. My lady love said she went to Spain on vacation, but I think we all kind of know she went there to bring this little guy home to me. Before we wrap up the season, I should clear something up. I've received a few harsh emails about my abusing my star status to get gifts from my famous guests, in particular the band Veer. A few shows back, some folks felt like I had bullied their lead singer, Ron Malfi, into giving me a beautiful red Veer flask. If we get some kind of cool merch bag, some kind of, swag bag for coming out to the distillery thing, I'll leave a hefty tip if I can get one of those red tide Veer flasks.
I think I can make that happen.
That would be. I don't want anybody. Don't put them in all the bags because then I'll just feel like everyone got one. You're not special. I want to feel special. I would love just the one bag. That I'm not. I wouldn't cry if I didn't get one. But
understood. I think I can make that happen. Let's keep that on the DL though. I don't want to see now you're going to air this thing and all 2 of your viewers are going to hit me up for flash.
And I asked Ron Malfi, the lead singer, to slip one of those groovy Veer flasks into my swag bag. No pressure. My life would lose all meaning if you forgot. Well, I would like to pull back the curtain. We're a comedy show. Most of what we do is just being silly. I did not, in reality, cry and beg for a Veer flask. The Werepig did. The Werepig did. But Greg Hall would never pander to guests or use whatever star status I have to get free stuff. It was a comedy bit, and I hope that clears up any confusion. Okay, what a show we have for you piggy petters tonight. For our season finale, we have not one, but 2 awesome guests. We thought we would invite our old partners in crime from the TMV Café. We have the owner and stud radio host, E.W. BRADFUTE, with us. As many of you may remember, in the earliest days of TMV Café, the funky Werepig used to kick off Friday night party night. I was just a young dude, and funky wasn't even invented yet. But E.W. said, maybe grow a beard, and the rest is history. Our second guest is the guitar player. Back on our show is AUSTIN FORREST. He keeps that Texas sound going, and he's going to be here for an extended morning coffee. Then Austin returns later in the show with his hit song, Why? Normally, I put up a picture of our musical guests, but I know how you ladies go wild when you see Austin, and my eyes are over here. This show overfloweth. If this season finale runs long, we all earned a kick bahookie party on the way out. Ah, there he is, with flawless continuity, like a lion tamer who has lost the will to live, but shows up for work anyway. There, via satellite through Zoom, our musical director, JJ Glamour. JJ, how are you, good sir?
What? What? Did you forget your name? Why don't you check your belt buckle? Where are you from? Des Moines?
That reminds me of the good old days of doing stand-up, always having to deal with a heckler. I can't do a lot of the material I did back then on this show, but I do have here's my favorite PG joke. Ready? What did the potato chip say to the battery? If you're ever ready, I'm free to lay. That joke, that it might be a little outdated now. I doubt most people would even know who those corporations are. JJ, you've always been the voice of the young generation. Would you do us a favor and play us out to the Magic Farmers comedy break, and let's bring those younger viewers back into the fold, could we?
I know how tough it is being a young adult in a world full of name calling and boomers and Karens. It's so toxic. Well, here's a little song of hope called I Can't Wait Until My Parents Move Out.
It's the adventures of Chihuahua, the Firestorm Fair, baby!
I'm bragging about my buddy. You know her from our theme song, welcoming everybody to the No Pants Zone. But our buddy of 1,000 names is more than just a kick bahookie musician. The Funky Werepig is proud to share with you Moon's Cherokee Cookbook. It's filled with traditional recipes for meats and vegetables, breads, desserts, even for homemade teas. And they give you historical side notes for the various meals that you're making. The only cookbook to earn the official seal of the Cherokee Nation, it is the perfect gift for any holiday kitchen. And here's the coolest part. All of the proceeds go to the Cherokee Respond, Recover, and Rebuild Elder Assistance. So go to the lulu.com bookstore for Scarlet Sapphire Moon's Cherokee Cookbook. Austin, wake up. The Funky Werepig, you're on morning coffee.
Who is it? What time is it?
It's go time.
What day is it?
Yeah, let's start a little broader and then get to the specifics.
Okay.
That's
Go ahead,
and as
please.
usual, I catch you. You never sleep alone.
Try not to. I have to try and make do with, the best company I can find.
The life of a rock star, man.
Well,
Look at you. Look at you. I'm so proud of you.
You never know when inspiration is going to hit. Sometimes it comes in a dream. But yes, in fact, I had a dream just last night, and I had picked up my guitar. Halle Berry, why do you have so many clothes on? So you just never know.
I hear top 10 hit already.
I'm not sure if I can get away with that one, but
they sang a whole song about Shaka Khan,
and she's fine too.
So you can do that.
Shaka Khan. Fair enough. And speaking of which, there's a very special lady out there, Melissa. I just want to say, hell yeah.
Bunk.
You know what that means.
I didn't think of any other meaning until you said that.
Fair enough. That's all you, Greg.
Now, speaking of you kids today and your World of Warcraft and your electric cars and your slang, explain to me what it means. You have an album out there called what? Eating the Elephant?
I do. I have an album called Eating the Elephant. And the meaning behind that, do you know how you eat an elephant, Greg? One bite at a time. And so that's the premise of that is baby steps. That was the first record. Working on the second one. It's been a long time, but there will be a second one coming. But yeah, so, and I guess that applies to just being a musician in general, recording or no or whatever. It's a slog. Most people don't make it. I likely won't make it. A lot of the lay folks think of, when they think of musician, you're either nothing or you're a rock star playing arena shows. And
right.
The reality is 97, 98% of us make a living playing small venues, local venues. If we're lucky, we get to play some small festivals and go on small tours. There's mostly in between. It's very few that actually get to play those big stages. So, one bite at a time, and, humility and contentedness. So just, you recognize the monumental task ahead of you and the enormity of everything, and just kind of take it in stride was the behind that title.
I will say two things on that subject. One,
I bet you'll say more, but go ahead. Just knowing you, but please go ahead. My apologies.
oh shit. I will say that that is not what I thought eating the elephant meant. I did some Google searches, went to some very wrong places, but I'm glad you cleared that up for us.
You need to get that internet filter back on your computer, Greg.
I got Boychilds. They love to get me in trouble. Anything I do to protect myself, it's lifted off the next day, and my lady love walks in and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I go, "I don't know. I don't know." So I don't trust a Boychild. And then the second thing is, there you go again, being inspirational, being kind, being just a good guy. Will you stop it?
Yeah, probably. Give me another 10 years of all this bullshit, and I very well might. So, but I'm going to try and maintain decency. We'll see how long that lasts.
Well, I'm betting money on you. I haven't seen you fail yet. So
I don't know. I'm trying, man. We all in this shit together. So
I see that you're keeping your inspirations close to you.
Yeah, I mean,
your heroes looks like both of them are right above your head.
Yeah, again, inspiration. Sometimes it comes in a dream. Sometimes you have to be reminded during waking hours of who inspires you and what the American dream really is. And so, you and Borat. I mean, I didn't have room for Eddie Van Halen.
I booked out Eddie Van Halen. Oh my God.
He was number 3. So, yeah, it's stay humble. You got to be reminded of the greats, and keep reaching for the stars.
To you, my friend, a very happy, heroic Harroink.
Indeed, whatever that means.
The guitar you have with you, is that the one that I've seen some pictures of lately?
Yeah, I just fixed this one up. I got it for a song and to play songs on a couple years ago, but I could never get the bridge pickup right. So I fooled around and swapped out some stuff and put a new block and rigged the electronics. And so now I've kicked myself for not having done it earlier. Now this might be my favorite guitar. It's a mock-up of the one Hendrix burned at Montrose, the one he famously sacrificed and lit on fire at the end of his show. He had painted it, I believe, with nail polish himself just prior to the show. It was either a white or a red Strat that he painted all the designs with, I believe, nail polish, probably high as hell on LSD. And yeah, and this is the replica of the one that let's see if you can see the Hendrix.
Authentic Hendrix. Yeah, it's right there.
So yeah, go ahead. But yeah, so this might be my new favorite guitar. The pickups are stock pickups. I usually swap them out, but this has beautiful stock pickups once I tamed the bridge. But I've been playing this for the last 2 or 3 weeks and really getting into it.
Now, for you kids at home that may not know who Jimi Hendrix is,
yeah.
He's most famous for being the lead singer of a group called The Experience.
Yeah, well put, indeed. He played guitar sometimes too. For them,
yeah, a little bit. He fumbled a bit. Sometimes he played it with his teeth.
Yeah, behind his back, he wasn't not a straight ahead player.
I know for a fact that when you do write songs, to me, they're home run hitters. Finally Found a Home. Why? Songs like that. I consider it not lost or forgotten, but for an old guy like me, you bring back all the people that I grew up with. The Jim Croces.
Nice.
That type of dude who could sit there with a guitar and either sing a fun song, Working at the Car Wash Blues, Roller Derby Queen, those kind of songs, and then break your heart with Time in a Bottle or I Got a Name. You know, do incredible music like that. You, my friend, are that dude. You do the same thing.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you dig it. That's the kind of stuff I grew up listening to as well. And long before I've only been playing electric guitar for, I don't know, man, maybe 8 years or so. Or
really?
Yeah, maybe like 8 or 9 years. I always played acoustic. I never, because I played solo and I wasn't comfortable enough playing electric because the sound is kind of thinner and you have to be more, it's less forgiving than an acoustic when you're playing solo. And so, yeah, so I grew up listening to Paul Simon, Arlo Guthrie, and Cat Stevens, and Jim Croce, and all that. And even electric bands, the ones I would listen to, like the Allman Brothers, used a lot of acoustic tracks for stuff. And so, yeah, so I grew up in the singer-songwriter vein, Dylan, you know, all that stuff. And so, yeah, so I played acoustic, you know, when I started playing professionally, I guess. Well, now it's about maybe 12 years ago. Damn.
You aged 4 years just by talking with me.
Yeah, and another 6 over the last 2. But yeah, so I started out doing that stuff, which is why the album is largely acoustic and singer-songwriter stuff. The next one's going to be kind of poppier, more later John Mayer-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot more electric and fully, you know, full drum kits and a full band and stuff like that.
You're going full Macklemore.
Yes, full Monty.
You heard it here first.
Actually, you did hear it here first because I haven't really talked about it. So yeah.
I understand it, and you've explained it to me. There's so much talent there. There's so many gifts you haven't given us yet, and we want those gifts. But I know you. You sit there and you say, yeah, but when I play a lot of my gigs, I'm there to play Brown Eyed Girl 15 times in a row.
Yeah, definitely said I never. That is definitely so. What you're getting at is that I play all covers when I play out. That being said, the playing Brown Eyed Girl is that's one of those, for those who don't know, that's sort of the bane of our existence, Margaritaville and Brown Eyed Girl and the whole Freebird joke. So yeah, so somewhere in between covers and, you know, Brown Eyed Girl on repeat is other covers like, you know, Prince and Ben Harper and Amos Lee and Grateful Dead and Sheryl Crow and the Allman Brothers, and done in your own style. So when I play covers, they don't sound like I'm trying to mimic you know, the original version by the original artist.
Right.
Number one, because I will never be that original artist. You know, and so I won't be able to do that as good. I've never really gotten into, you know, note for note recreation stuff. To me, I mean, people, it takes a lot of chops to do, no doubt. And I don't have those kind of chops, but also I just don't, it doesn't interest me. Like I would rather come up with a unique arrangement of something than try and, you know, just recreate what someone's already done. So I'd rather make something my own. And I think the artists that I enjoy, when I see them cover stuff like John Mayer or someone, you know, they'll make it their own.
Yeah.
They'll pay tribute. They'll throw in, you know, stylistically some licks and this and that, but you know, better folks, when Ben Harper's another one, when they do covers, they, you know, or Prince, was the same way, you know, although he seldom played covers, when he did, you know, he would make them his own. And so I like, that's what I do when I play out. So you will not, I can't remember the last time, thankfully, I played Brown Eyed Girl. Although I you know, I grew up, Van Morrison was another one. He turned out to be a real dick, but yeah, but you know, until that, I was a huge Van Morrison fan. And so, yeah, so you won't hear Brown Eyed Girl, but you will hear interesting versions of covers that a lot of folks will come up afterwards and say, you know, that was really cool what you did there, or, you know, I like your version of that. It's something, you know, something different. You know, I'm not trying to sound like karaoke or, you know, a tribute band or this, that, you know,
Right.
It's no disrespect to those cats. But it's just not what I do. It's I would much rather just, you know, try and do something, you know, make an original a version of something of someone. Is that an original version? Is that an oxymoron? But stylistically, stylistically, I'd much rather you know, pay homage by creating, you know, sort of a unique arrangement, you know, something different.
Well, music history is filled with that. The Stones, the Beatles, they took from old 50s and early 60s music, especially from the Black culture, and redid those, Twist and Shout, you know, those kinds of songs. And then you had Joe Cocker, then lifted a lot off the Beatles.
Joe Cocker was the king of covers. He made everyone, he's the only guy that made everyone's shit better. Like, even including the Beatles. Like,
Yeah.
Joe Cocker could make anyone's songs better. It's amazing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, talk about making it your own. Now, of course, he always picked on Ringo. He always took the Ringo songs. He's not stupid.
Yeah, Joe Cocker. I play Feeling All Right at almost every show.
Are you serious? You play Feeling All Right? Because no one remembers that song. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, I tear the shit out of it. I play it for like a good 6 or 7 minutes, take 2 or 3 solos. A lot of times I'll close with it and just abuse my wah-wah pedal at the very end. And yeah.
That's not any more slang, right? That's an actual music thing.
It is. That's an actual music term.
Okay. I can't trust you.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I sneak stuff in there. Playing with my whammy bar, you know, that could go either way. You never know. That is for the record, for all you out there, that is also a legitimate musical term. That is, as double entendre-ish as it may seem, that is, I can say perfectly cleanly, I really love playing with my whammy bar.
Not even a third of the show. We haven't even made it through a third of the show, and I'm done. I'm done.
I don't blame you.
I'm checking out.
Yeah, I checked out years ago.
My friend.
Yes.
My friend, I am so glad we've gotten the chance to hang out together. One of my selfish pleasures is when I get to just chat with you, just shoot the shit. I love when we go old school. When we go old school and do what they call the phone. I don't have one here, but when we do what they call it, the kids, it's in the Smithsonian now. They're called phones.
Yeah, telephones, I believe.
We're talking.
Yeah.
And I miss when we used to do that every once in a while. Just shoot the shit. Very few people can get me laughing the way you do.
Well, yeah, likewise, man. You're good for the banter always. But I mean, that's what you do.
Well,
that's why you're on the wall back. Oh, sorry, that's Borat. That's why you're on the wall back there. I get you two confused, you know.
I'm the one with the gourd.
Yes, that's the only way I can tell you apart.
I carry it with me everywhere. So
I would too if mine were that big.
Cover your ears, children.
Oh,
Austin's on.
Hey, God made us all. No shame.
So, all right, buddy. We will catch up soon. And as always, just keep partying. Just keep doing what you do. And bring that magic. Bring that magic. Where's album 2? Why? Why album 2?
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
We need more Alston in our lives.
I appreciate that, man. Good talking with you, brother.
All right. Behold the Magic Farmers Incorporated. Speak, Moo Cow. Speak.
You're not the boss of me. I'm Nevada Bob.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with Lee Hartnett. This is Goatboy.
Oh, sorry. Are we on? I was just reading Legend of Ugly Joe.
Really?
Yeah. It's a damn good read. I can't put it down.
You moved us in the other room. An envelope.
I laughed at the beginning. I'm at the middle. I'm still laughing at the beginning. It's a cracking read. You know? And look, I mean, you can't go wrong with any book that says hugs.
That's right. I'm all about the hugs.
I'm going to put it down now because obviously you want to chat, but
you're going to be okay.
I can't let it go.
Oh, I'm touched.
Let me look it over. Okay, I'll put it down.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Gregory Halls, The Legend of Ugly Joe, is available at Amazon Books. Oh, this voice is scary.
Hey guys, this is Sharon from I Smell Sheep, and this month I got a horror story for you, The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. Mexican Gothic meets Rebecca. Here's an aside. Rebecca is a Hitchcock film based on a 1938 book. In this debut supernatural suspense novel set in the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence, about a remote house, a sinister haunting, and the woman pulled into their clutches. Beatrice only knows two things for certain. Something is wrong with the hacienda, and no one is there to save her. She reaches out to the young priest, Padre Andreas, who is no ordinary priest. Andreas will have to rely on his skills as a witch to battle the malevolent presence haunting the hacienda. Our reviewer, Pamela Kinney, had this to say: a tense supernatural thriller of a house that seems alive and reminds me of The Haunting of Hill House. If you enjoy a good ghost story, forbidden romance, and historical novels, then Isabel Cañas has written a story that combines all three into one scary package. Be sure to check out the rest of the review at I Smell Sheep. I Smell Sheep gives The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas 4 ghostly sheep. Until next time.
Check out the award-winning review site for books, comics, and movies your funky Werepig loves, ismellsheep.com.
A simple man, a quiet man, but how my brother and I looked forward to our summers with father.
Stopped at the green light, long line behind me, but I'm not moving despite the honking. Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone.
If you would like JJ Glamour to write a song to someone you know, then dedicate it and sing it on the Funky Werepig, contact us at monkeyflingingpoo924@gmail.com. Include the person's name and a quote, an inside joke, or message you'd like to hear in JJ's lyrics.
If the song becomes a hit, JJ shares nothing with you, not a penny.
Dedicate a song at monkeyflingandpoo924@gmail.com.
Yes, this is real. Send me your stuff, like today. This is from Russell to Maggie. It's about when online shopping goes off the rails. It's a fact Amazon stores your info, so why would you dare to ship to the house a box of internet underwear? Now the world knows of my tidy whities. What could go wrong? Amazon just suggested people order my thong. Internet underwear has ruined me. I live with this curse that some Amazon worker wore my banana hammock first. Hey, Russell, did you want to track your package?
Subscribe to the Funky Werepig and let the laughter and the music drop right into your hands. It's time to lie on the beach and reveal my torso to the sun, knocking out satellites everywhere. You're welcome.
You know, you missed a title in the beginning. You're the one that gave it to me, and it's stuck ever since.
What's the title?
It's a captain title. Captain Segway.
Oh, yeah. and just by saying that, you've proven once again you were Captain Segway.
Yep.
That's the first time I think ever you have used the fact that you are Captain Segway as the segue to discussing that you are Captain Segway. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be tough to top Austin. There's the pressure's on you. Austin, who you know as well as I do, the ladies go crazy over.
Yes, they do.
Did morning coffee with us from bed. From bed.
You're
you
right.
could hear the women fainting everywhere. Women and a smaller handful of guys fainted
right.
during that morning coffee. Is there any way you can top Austin?
Well, my question is, why?
That's the song he's singing later.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. This is why you're king of the TMV Café radio. The thing I love most about what you've built in spotlighting indie music is not only is it 24/7, you can just turn on TMV Café radio and just let it play all day. And you're not going to hear any top 40 stuff. You're not going to hear any classic rock. It's all people you've never heard before or local people that you love that you're like, they're finally playing these guys.
Yeah.
So I love that. But I love the diversification. I have heard country. I have heard rap. I have heard just good old butt kicking rock. And you were one of the first stations I know of that brought us the Women in Blues.
Yes. And I'll tell you what, I've never been disappointed in that. And we will never stop playing those Women in Blues because every one of them are amazing. There's so many to name. And I think we would go through multiple shows just naming them. We can't do it. I mean, it's just way too much. But these women are so supportive of each other. And when we reached out to them, they were ecstatic. They were like, yes, we want to hear our music on the radio, play it, and so that's when all that started coming. And that was the actual first group of that we had where we could turn on the station to full indie artist. It's amazing. All these people along the ways give us, open doors for us to go and say, hey, we're going to interview this person. And next thing you know, it takes off into a new venture. It's like, I'm not stopping. If it keeps going like this, we're going to keep going. That's so I'll be on my walker and I'll say, oh, okay, Greg, we're gonna go interview this one next. You know.
And I'll say, who are you and why am I?
Yeah, exactly. Who are you? Was it good for you? Who are you?
Now, one of the highlights of the indie music on the TMV Café radio is a little ditty called Electric Wizard. Electric Wizard was a show that highlighted, spotlighted an hour or so, 2 hours of the indie music, pulling it into one big thing, like a whole old-fashioned radio show with a DJ and everything. Then he went away. But now I hear he's coming back.
Yep, the Electric Wizard is working on all right, folks, get excited, because if you remember the days of real MTV when it was the music videos, we're working on bringing all those music videos of indie artists into a format just like that on YouTube.
Okay, wait. So Electric Wizard was the classic radio format, DJ at the turntable. Of course, they'd be CDs now.
Right.
Or downloads or whatever. But DJ at the turntable, yapping, talking, hyping, and then cranking out great tunes, for however long their show shift was. That was Electric Wizard. You are bringing it back, but it's going to be on the YouTube, visual, like this.
Yes, sir. Music videos, my friend. Music videos.
Of indie artists.
Nothing but indie artists. Yeah.
That is awesome.
In fact, we're going to take, we did a trial run, which I think after fighting to get it to, be where people can see it, we're getting a decent response. So the idea is to take it and create its own station. And we're going to, YouTube page, and we're going to continue adding to it. So it has its own entity and it can grow on its own.
And then you connect that back to TMV Cafe Radio, right?
Correct.
One of your longest running shows on TMV Cafe started a year or two after the Werepig and broke all of my records, and I think everybody but your records, because you're the owner and you still have shows going. After Rot with our best buddy Zombie Zach.
Oh yes.
He's still going strong, right?
He is. He's actually gotten to the point where he's doing more interviews, and so it's taken off. He's really, I think he found his niche finally, and it's going.
Well, he had been going for at least a decade. I mean, he's racked up, and he's every Wednesday night. Wednesday night, he hasn't missed one, and he's done periods where it's just him being crazy, because the guy is like trying to catch a greased pig. He just everywhere with the show. It's hilarious. There is no script. There is no train of thought. There's not even a train of thought.
No, it's all random.
But yet he can flip the switch, and when he does interviews with guests, he's right on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't know where.
Is that him?
No,
that's got to be Zombie Zach. He's got special powers. He's Canadian.
I know. That was not expected.
Unlike a lot of paranormal shows, one of the things that I've always loved about yours is most of them are obviously trying to sell the spooky.
Right.
9 out of 10 shows are really heavy on the that dust speck must be an orb. Or they got to rig it where, their buddy's behind the door.
Well,
they film down a hallway. The door slowly shuts.
Right.
How can it happen? You've always been that guy that even if there is no explanation, you give 2 or 3 alternatives to what it could possibly be. We can't prove that that's what happened, but it could also be that.
Yes.
Why are you so stubborn? Why are you a debunker?
Well, I mean, first off, with the way people are today, they want to have something they can grab hold of, touch, feel, see. And when you can't do that, then, you know, you have to have something that opens up that opportunity to see, okay, well, then this is what it is. Science always wants fact, you know, and when you go between a skeptic and a believer. Now, see, there's a saying in here, and we use it in our with that, is that for a skeptic, nothing can be explained to change their minds. But for a believer, nothing can be explained to change their minds.
I can understand. Yeah, I get that.
Okay. So we try to ride right down the middle between skeptic and believer, so we can help show this is this, and this is a little more realistic, or this is the real side. And I am more on the realistic side, except for the last house we lived in. That one, I can't explain a lot of the stuff that was happening there. But when you live in a house that my wife was actually physically attacked, that was it. That was our time to get out. And but I came face to face with shadow person. I
remember the pictures. You caught a picture of the shadow dude.
We did, and it's creepy because you can see an actual shadow that the team was trying to redo, and then the actual shadow figure is not see-through like his shadow was. And it was like, oh, dude.
Yeah, that was some cool evidence. That was cool. The thing I like about your debunkability is that it brings more credence to when it is freaky.
Right. Yes.
You know, again, any chair sliding across the room can be done with any fishing wire and a guy sitting behind a desk. So
yes.
You know, it's
when they do it in black and white, the whole point is so you don't see the string.
Yeah. But when you have a legit dude with legit logic and experience marking off boxes saying, no, can't see that. I don't think it's that. Logically, it could be that, but there's no evidence of that. I have no explanation for what you're seeing.
Right.
That's when it gets real freaky.
Well,
and that's what you bring.
But like we deal with EVPs, and which is electronic voice phenomenon. And when you get people who come in and sit down and, is there anyone here who wants to talk to us? And you hear, dude, don't eat Taco Bell before you go and do a session like this, because that's what it is. I have something for you that you probably didn't know, because you always talk about me being a jack of all trades or doing so much. You know, I have so much that I do. So I thought I would share something with you to surprise you, but these are actual paintings that I have done.
Yes. Yeah, because now you're painting on top of everything else. You've started that just like in the past year, right?
Well, I've been doing art all my life, but I haven't actually started working with acrylics until, well, I guess I don't have the camera where you can see it, but I have a huge picture of tulips that I painted.
Yeah, I see them.
Yeah, and so I was like, sweet. And then I started working on these guys, and
now was this spawned out of the pandemic? Was this kind of a, we can't get anywhere, so I need to flex some muscles? Because the stuff you're painting is beautiful. I love it.
Well, you're gonna love this one. This is the one that I still haven't decided what I want to do yet, but if you look carefully, the cup actually says TMV Café.
TMV Café. There it is.
Yep.
There it is. And it's hot and steamy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's perfect on a day like this today for you.
Yeah.
A little chilly outside, Texas in the summer. You know, get yourself a hot cup of Java.
That's right. That's how we stay cool in the summer. This hot cup coffee. Yes, sir.
When you started TMV Cafe, it was this beautiful empty palette.
Yeah.
That you had a couple shows, obviously your shows, you were only doing about 7 to 20 shows yourself at that time.
Right.
and you said, bring the funky Werepig over. We'll give you a home, kick some ass here. And yeah, from that point on, we really took off. TMV Cafe was a great platform for the funky Werepig.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, we're still proud to run your shows every Friday anyway. So,
I can't believe you're still doing that. It always makes me giggle. We advertise every once in a while for it. The classic Werepig radio shows.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's so cool that you keep that going. Because there's some interviews on there that are just absolutely, don't ever lose them.
Oh God, no. Like, some of the top ones that I have to talk about is the Sherilyn Kenyon #1. But that had the most live listens, and it has,
I'd imagine so,
a fair amount of post listens, but it still wasn't your #1 show.
From the old shows?
Yeah.
I know I nailed an interview, a very rare live interview with Peter Straub. He doesn't do them, and especially not now.
Right.
Back then, he doesn't do them. So I know that one was big. So not McCammon, not Lansdale, not Straub. PJ Souls?
Yep. That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Pamela Jane. Oh. That's my heartbeat right there.
There was one thing about that show, and I think that's what's really drawn a lot of people in for. I love film. I think you and I have talked a lot of film.
Oh yeah.
But she actually gave some behind the scenes bits about the movie Stripes that we would have never known in history. And
yeah,
I was like, oh my God, this is gold.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky with that interview. I'd met PJ a couple times before that and had gotten to chat with her on the phone. And then by the time she came on the show, we were comfortable enough that we could just, let it fly.
Yeah.
And and it's funny because now the stories she told originally on the Werepig, I've seen in, 50 other interviews now. But we were, she opened up and shared a lot of cool stuff with us.
Yeah.
The only thing that didn't go that evening, and it's not from lack of trying, I proposed to her probably a half dozen times during the show.
That's true.
And then I got this thing in the mail from her, and I thought it'd be like a wedding certificate, and I would just have to sign it. But it was a what do they call them?
The restraining order?
That's it.
Yeah.
So I don't hear from her much anymore.
That came with the ring, right? She sent the ring back, right?
Well, it broke.
Right.
It broke because it was plastic.
Yeah. Well, she also ate the
ring pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she made sure to do that.
Right. Well, she wanted to let you know. Yeah. Now, I will say, back in the days when I first started on Blog Talk, my first couple of interviews, you could hear were struggles. Like my first guy that I interviewed, we talked on the phone quite a bit, right? But he never stopped. He just kept talking. We got him on the radio. Nothing. So you wrote a book. Yes. Want to tell me about it? Well, it's everything that's written on the back.
This is radio. I can't hope the cover, dude.
Yeah, right. So, I think everyone told me that was one of my best interviews because I stayed very professional. And then in between times, there was somebody who advised me to do like questions so I could keep like a like they do on professional interviews and stuff. And I'm like,
I wouldn't know.
Well, I did. I had a set list. 15 minutes, all 15 questions were answered. I'm like, okay, what do I do with the next?
Yes and no does that.
Yeah.
Especially when you start going off and you're like, what's your favorite food? And they go, yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. But it was you who actually told me, be yourself, man. Just have fun with it. Keep the pattern that you feel works, and boom, Free Pie Night took off.
Yeah, and Free Pie Night was your interview show. You had a flat out interview show,
right?
Free Pie Night, which was very popular for a long time, and you should bring it back.
I have a lot of people who want me to bring it back.
It was fun, and you're a damn good interviewer. But thanks again, dude. And this, obviously, I'll be on your show next week, because we didn't even get to talk about the special Christmas shows that we're going to put back on classic Werepigs.
Yes.
Maybe a New Year's show.
Yeah.
Our New Year's, not theirs, not the old one.
Right.
So, but as always, big hugs, my brother.
Yes, sir.
We will see you soon.
Bye.
Want the best in indie music? Head on over to tmvcafe.com and tell them the Werepig said, Harroink, baby. Are you ready, piggy petters? Then let's put the needle to the record.
Tell me why they make underwear white. Now who is that supposed to help? And tell me why some folks who say they've seen the light don't want to help nobody but themselves. And tell me why we treat politics like sports. We treat sports like politics. And tell me why we manufacture so much junk that's easier to throw away than fix. And while you're at it, baby, do you think you can tell me why that a part of you is always kind of mean? Is there a contest to see who'll be the first to make me cry? Between you and the machine? And tell me why all the salesmen gotta yell when they come on my TV. If someone talked to you like that in real life, you'd be like, get the hell away from me. And tell me why cops and teachers don't make jack, but talking heads are filthy rich. Congress gets paid for life, but the GIs they send off to die can't find jobs if they come home. Ain't that a bitch? And while you're at it, baby, do you think you could tell me why that a part of you is always kind of mean? Is there a contest to see who'll be the first to make me cry? Between you and the machine? Oh, tell me why. Science to the curb until we happen to get sick. Global warming and evolution or a farce? But doc, you're my cancer, what's the trick? And tell me why marijuana takes the rap and alcohol gets off scot-free. One's a medicine, the other a disease. How much simpler can it be? And while you're at it, baby, do you think you could tell me why a part of you is always kind of mean? Is there a contest to see who'll be the first to make me cry? Between you and the machine, tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Can you tell me why?
Join Austin on Facebook for updates, songs, and schedules at Austin Forrest Music.
The chair's trying desperately to fight back, but it can't. It's just a chair.
Nevada Bob's like an Episcopalian with a weed whacker.
And Nevada Bob retains.
Like a clock on a wall said ding ding dong, it's time to check the monkey clock. You know, the batteries in the monkey clock died long ago, so when I look up and I see that the time is 10 after 12, that is the correct time. Because one does not argue with monkey clock.
Hugs and Harroinks to our special guests, 2 of them, because when you do a season finale like this, you got to up the game. EW, you keep bringing that TMV Café magic that you do. And I love how you put the spotlight on people who more than deserve it. On a personal note, I want to thank you for keeping it so clean during this show. I know how you get sometimes. Thanks for bringing Pastor Edward, if you know what I mean. You were very well behaved. But still, I would be remiss if I didn't pass on to your lady love. Hit him. And Austin, thank you for not behaving. Your energy is like a stripper at closing time who's still $20 short of rent. And I love that about you. Bring that every time. And please bring us that second album soon. We're all waiting. We all need to hear some more Austin in our lives. On a personal note to you,
we interrupt your regularly scheduled program. Due to the exorbitant deluge of postings, texts, and floaty heart emojis, mostly from Melissa Hell Yeah, the Funky Werepig is legally required to present one more photo of Austin Forrest. This one from his bed. We now return to your regularly scheduled program.
High fives and disco hip bumps to the Magic Farmers Incorporated, Goatboy, Ivan November / Malone, President James K. Polk, McCoy, and our buddy Sharon I Smell Sheep Stogner for keeping the lost art of reading alive. It's always a mashup of emotions when the season finale hits. We work really hard on each and every show to bring you the best we can. So by the time summer rolls around, we're ready for our time off. But at the same time, it's like September was just yesterday. We had so much fun bringing back some of our classic comedy like Sappy Putz and Sparkwoodonian, Captain Alpo. But at the same time, creating new characters like Grody Wales, Miss Tanya, and Ron Malfi. We should give like an arena-size applause to like all of our guests this year. I mean, that was one hell of a lineup. Join me at home if you would. I'm going to go through the list. I'm going to have to do it alphabetically so I don't skip anybody. It's the only way I'll memorize it. So join me in giving a round of applause to my friend Joan V, Best of the Best, Robert McCammon, Courtney Gaines, coolest guy in the room. And then he brings Ripple Street, Werepig favorite Harry Shannon, and Paige. Then, we cannot forget my forever partner in crime, doing what she do every holiday season, Casey Lansdale, Alexander Rodriguez, Lady A, and then, we have to include that master of groinal chi, Ronald Malfi, and his brother's band Veer. My Misty Blues with BFF Gina Coleman. And we were introduced to Diego Mung. And wrapping up the list, Vogelmoot. How much fun was that? Well, I am running late. The Boychilds have signed me up once again for my Marilu Retton gymnastics camp. And she is, thank you. She is my life coach. She is my spirit animal. She is an incredible instructor. Last year I did the splits, but not on purpose. So let us, there he is. You're as eager as I am to get this summer vacation going, pal. Our musical director, JJ Glamour. JJ, let's tell you what, let's do what we do to celebrate a great season. Let's put the needle to the record. Let's throw those pants in the air like we just don't care. And if you would, good sir, play us out and make it something funky. You behave out there, Biggie Petters, and we'll see you in September.
If you're ever ready, I'm Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay.